Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. I am Mudassir Qureshi, teacher currently posted at Government Higher Secondary School, Sanzipora, Mawa, District Puvara. Today, my topic is Poetic Devices. As you know, there are 10 poems in class 9th and 10 in 10th, class 10th. So when you will go through this poetry section, you will come through various literary devices which poet uses, the devices which poet uses to enhance the poem's meaning or to intensify mood or feeling are called poetic devices. They are the essential tools for the poet to create a rhyme or to create a rhythm in the poem. So, let us start. Poetic devices are literary devices, or we may say essential tools used by poets to create a rhythm or enhance poems' meaning or intensify mood or feeling. These are called poetic devices. There are many types of poetic devices. Today we will cover some of them so that you can easily say and easily tell others what the poetic devices are and what the poet actually wants to convey. If you will not go through the poetic devices, you will not be able to paraphrase the poem in a congenial way, in a perfect way. So, let us show you some of the poetic devices. Let us go through the poetic devices and we will see what the poet wants us to tell about the poem, what the feelings of the poet are, what the message the poet wants to convey. So the first poetic device which we are going through is called imagery. It's a descriptive language used by writers in poems or even stories to create picture in the reader's mind. As I have put up in the slide, you will see descriptive language used by writers in the poems or even in stories to create picture in the reader's mind. In other words, if we want to say, we will define imagery as language that appeals to senses. You already know in science, you have already gone through what are 5 senses. What are our 5 senses? The 5 senses of ours are sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. The poet in particular way touches these senses. When the poet touches these senses, it is called imagery in a particular way. For example, there are 6 types of imageries. You have 5 types of senses, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types of imageries. But let us go. Number 1 is visual. The things you see. Here I will give you the perfect example from the class 10th poem, that is Miracles by Walt Whitman, in which he clearly says you will see, in which he clearly touches your senses by descripting an image or by enhancing the skills that you can imagine the things, you can feel the things. I will touch some lines. As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles, whether I walk the streets of Manhattan or dart my sight over the roofs of the houses towards the sky, or wade with naked feet along with the beach just in the edge of the water. What the poet wants to convey, he wants to touch our senses. As you see the city touches the sense of sight when he says to you that when I walk through the streets of Manhattan, it's a miracle. Why it is a miracle? He says that I feel something that I own, because this city belongs to me. This city belongs to me, and it is miracle that while I am walking through these streets or through woods or riding his car. It is a miracle riding a car. So you will straightly, it puts focus on something which occupies your mind, which gives you that I am driving my car, or I am going to a stream in my village and putting my foot into the water, playing with the water with my foot. This gives us an image. What we will see, there are 6 types of imageries: visual, tactile, auditory, olfactory, kinesthetic, gustatory. Visual, it clearly signifies that things that you can see. Tactile, it appeals the sense of touch. Auditory appeals to the reader's sense of hearing. Sense of touch is here in miracles. When will you go through the miracles, you will see. Or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of water. When the water touches, it is a sense of feeling. Water touching your feet. It is a sense of feeling. That means it's a tactile sense of touch. Tactile, it's an imagery, but it's a tactile one. Auditory, which appeals to the reader's sense of hearing. See, readers, why? Who makes much of miracles? Why are you making so much? Why are you exaggerating the miracles? It's it. Olfactory, it is another type of imagery which appeals to sense. When the poet here says that the honeybee is busy around the hive on the afternoon, or we will say the sea communal. To me, the sea is a continual miracle. So you see, it's a sense of smell. Poet, if you go to the class 9th miracles, you will see the sense of smell there in that poem. That's used in kinesis, represents actions and movements. Where here you will see when I wade. When the poet wades naked feet along the river, it is another type of kinesthetic use of descriptive language representing actions and moments. Representing gustatory, using descriptive language suggested of taste. When the poet drinks the tea, he puts it in such a manner that how he drinks the tea, what it tastes. It is also a miracle that he sips a cup of tea. He's sipping a cup of tea and tasting it. See, these are imageries. This is a poetic device which appeals to senses. This poetic device appeals to your senses. Now, another poetic device is, if we will go through another slide, we will see that another poetic device is metaphor. What is a metaphor? Metaphor is a figurative language which compares two seemingly unlike things. It does not compare to like things. It compares to unlike things. Here I will give you the example of a poem from class 10th called Speak Up. Speak Up is a poem. Actually, it is written by Faiz Ahmad Faiz. Bol ke ab lab khol, but it has been translated to you by Professor Shiv K. Kumar. It is a translated form of Faiz's poem. It is a revolutionary poem. Speak up, for your lips not sealed, and your words are. This upright body is yours. Speak while your soul is still your own. Look there, that in that smithy, it is red on piercy flames. Here the poet compares. What? He compares living thing with a non-living thing, or he may compare two seemingly unlike things, smithy and your soul. He says that why don't you raise your voice against oppression? Against oppression. The point, it is called a metaphor. It is called a metaphor. Here I have put some examples, dear children. The children are flowers grown in gardens. Does that mean the children is a flower? No. Here I want to say that the child is just so innocent, so beautiful, that he should be raised he should be groomed, he should be nurtured in the most perfect way, so that he should become the able citizen, so he should become the good citizen. Yeah, someone among you tops the class. We say he's a shining star. Does he is actually he a star? But we compare him in such a way that star is something different from a boy or from a girl, but we say he's a shining star. Why does we say he's a shining star? We say that his future is bright. His future is bright. This is called metaphor. Another one of your it is also a poetic device known as personification. It's a type of metaphor. It's a type of metaphor in which we give human characteristics. We give human characteristics to non-human things which are not close enough to call humans. For example, that attribution of personal nature or human characters to something not human, or the representation of abstract quality in human form. See, in poem Blossoms, the poem Blossoms is in class 9. In that very much poem, the poet compares her girlfriend with blossoms, which lives for a brief span of time. That is called personification. The sun smiled at us. Have you ever seen that the sun smiling? No. But it, in another words, says that we are fortunate enough, we are lucky enough. Say, in current context, we may say that we are fortunate enough that we are coming out of this coronavirus secure. The sun smiled at us. It is called personification. What does the personification mean? A type of metaphor in which something that is not human are given human characteristics. For example, in some poems, if you will go to the Nath, where we praise our Prophet, peace be upon him, we say that the eyes of our Prophet are just like diamonds. Or we may say the eyes of our Prophet are just like almonds. See, almonds and eyes, there is no comparison between the two, but we are giving human characteristics to that very much almond, which is attributed to the eyes of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is called personification. When we give something a human attribution, we call it personification. Another piece for you is rhyme. Another is rhyme. What is rhyme? Rhyme actually is when the two words at each line are pronounced similarly. For example, two words are finally repetition of similar sounds in the final stressor syllables of two or more words. If you will see the poem The Road Not Taken, from class 9th, The Road Not Taken clearly tells you the rhyming pattern A, B, ABAB. That means what does that AABB means? Let me put it in this context. I am writing it currently. I am going to write it. See, the last line of the poem ends with B, and it ends with P. It ends with C. It ends with D. It ends with Li. Again, D and Li. You will see, if we will rhyme this, we will see they are same rhyming. We will assume these are the last words of the rhyme. How we will put the rhyming scheme too. See, we will call this A, and B and P, they are equal. A, C, A. In this way, we can clearly say that the rhyming scheme we follow is A. This is called the rhyming scheme. So, my dear friends, rhyming scheme, there are 6 kinds of rhyming schemes the poet use. The poet use 6 types of rhyming schemes. The first is end rhyme. End rhyme is what you are supposed to see in few of the poems in class 9th and 10th. In class 9th, it is the road not taken. You will see a particular rhyming scheme applied by the poet. End rhyme, in which the final words of a poem rhyme with one another. I have highlighted this in yellow. This is a poem, Digging by Sims Hengle. Sound, ground. Do you see the 2 words rhyme? This is called end rhyme. When the 2 words of the rhyme when the 2 verses and the end words of the 2 verses rhyme with one another, that is called end rhyme. Another one is internal rhyme. In the internal rhyme, you will see 2 words rhyming with one another in one line. 2 words in the poem rhyming in one line. Here, dearly and really. In slant rhyme, you will see the vowel sounds, in which vowel sounds, 2 words just share a vowel sound. In this, I have put the example of Digging, again the poem Digging by Sims Henle. Pen and gun. Pen and gun. This is called slant rhyme. And rich rhyme. Rich rhyme is in which the poet uses homonyms. Here, burns, burns, burns. Homonyms you already know. You have gone through the homonyms. The words with different meanings but with the same sound. These are called homonyms. Burns, burns, burns. And another one is that and rhyme. And rhyme is in which alternate lines rhyme with one another. In which alternate rhyme but which are are pronounced differently. In temperate date. Temperate. We pronounce temperate but date, but they rhyme. Temperate date. Even though we pronounce them differently, but they rhyme. Temperate and day. Day and May, alternate lines, and identical rhymes. The best example in this scenario is that 2 words are repeated twice, using the same word twice. It is called identical rhyme. When the poet uses 2 words, 1 word twice. That here he has used ground and ground. We passed before the house, there seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was securely visible, the cornice in the ground. This is called and rhyme, identical rhyme. And now we will go to repetition. Here, what does the word repetition means? Repetition means, if you will go to the poem, the tale of the custard and the dragon. The tale of custard and the dragon. In that very much poem, the poet has repeated some words, repeated some lines, you will see. Belinda lived in a little white house, and Belinda tickled him riello triello. You will see some words the poet is repeating again and again. Why does the poet use this device? The poet uses this device so that he can emphasize, or he can put some stress on a particular text with what the message the poet wants to convey is to that I will tell you in a song sung by Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. Ghazal it is actually. Afreen Afreen is the name of ghazal. You will see the Afreen Afreen in that very much ghazal. If you will listen it is a very nice ghazal, dear students. Afreen Afreen, तूने देखा अगर वही ghazal है वो. Afreen Afreen. The word Afreen Afreen is used 72 times. This means repetition of word. This means repetition of word. Or we will say बड़े चलो थकन का नाम भी न लो, बड़े चलो. This is the repetition of line by words. बड़े चलो. Again after few lines poet uses the word बड़े चलो. We call it the repetition of words or phrases in a poem. It signifies the action of repeating something that has already been said or written to make an idea clearer and more memorable. It could be a word, phrase, or a full poetical line repeated to emphasize its significance in the entire class. We can classify this repetition, this literary device, namely repetition, into many endiopauses, anaphora, anatasis, diacope, many more. It is written in the what does every repetition device classified, how they are classified. If we will go to diacope, repetition of words broken by some other word. If we will go to symbolize, a combination of anaphora and epiphora, amaphora and epiphora. If we will go through this phase, so this is another poetic device, dear students. Now let us go through rhythm. What does the rhythm mean? Rhyme and rhythm, it is a different. This rhythm means which the poet uses in such a way that it demonstrates the long and short patterns through stressed and unstressed syllables. Sometimes the poet uses diphthongs, sometimes something else, so that he can clearly make the poem rhythmic. The rhythm is closely associated with meter. What does the meter mean? Meter, there are types of meter. Let me tell you, there are types of meter which identifies units of stressed and unstressed. Am is the first meter. Am is comprised of one unstressed syllable followed by one stressed syllable. Talkie, it is an opposite of am. This means that one stressed syllable followed by one unstressed syllable. Spongy, see, in some words I have put it in, it is a compound word. Sunshine, thunderstorm, how, now. What does this mean? A pattern of two subsequent stressed syllable, usually compound words. इनमें stress दिया जाता है compound word पर. Sunshine, thunderstorm, dactyl. A dactyl is comprised of one stressed syllable followed by unstressed syllable. I have written this terrible, but I have written ter in uppercase and IBL in lowercase. This means that I am terrible, different. This is dactyl. Anapest, it is opposite of dactyl in that it has two unstressed syllables, as a souvenir, debonair. These are unstressed syllables and stressed syllables. For rhythm, the best example one should follow is the sonnet 18th of Shakespeare. If you will go through the sonnet 18th of Shakespeare, you will clearly that what the rhythm means. Another word is alteration. Alteration is repeated use of same sound at the beginning of a group of words. Repetition of same consonant sounds at the beginning of the words that are in the close proximity to each other. It is meant to be more than a tongue twister. It is just like a tongue twister in the poem. You say seashells by the seashore, she sells. She sells. Oh, sorry, sir. It is sells. It is sells. S-E-L-L-S. S-E-L-L-S. Sorry. She sells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Where you can see the tongue twister. I saw a saw that could outsaw any other saw I ever saw. She sells a good cook could cook as much as cookies as a good cook would cook cookies. This is called alteration, when repeated use of same sound at the beginning of a group of words takes place. This poetic device is called alteration. After alterations, it is assonance. Assonance, repeated use of same vowel sound in words that are close together. Assonance. Assonance. What does assonance means? Repeated use of the same words, the same vowel sound in words that are close, in repetition of the vowel sounds or diphthong in non-rhyming words. To qualify as assonance, the word must be close enough for the repetition of the sound to be noticed. Sometimes they are hard to find because sometimes they are hard to find. Sometimes they are very much hard to find because they work subconsciously sometimes and are subtle and are form. Example is an expert from comic McRae book Outer Dark. See these two verses. And stepping softly with her eye, a blooded rune about the glade, in a pale agony of grace she trailed her rags through dust and ashes, circling dead fire, the charred bullets and chalk bones, the little cold knit ribcage. See the words glade here. You will see glade, pale, grace and trailed help set the chilling mood of the work, and it is repeated and emphasized at the end with ribcage. This is called assonance. This is called assonance. I have given you the perfect example of what the assonance is. This is how much I can give it for you today. We'll prepare another slide for you very soon. Thank you very much. Remember me in your prayers. I will be most grateful person if you will remember me in your prayers. Thank you very much.